Now, I bet the rest of you are wondering, except for me because I knew this was going to happen, why the tomato and Metacritic score are high for this god awful piece of shit of a movie. And just to let you know, it's through a very nasty trick. And here's the thing. I'm gonna get out there and say this. And I've said it multiple times. I have nothing wrong with an all-female cast on the Ghostbusters film. I do have a problem with the complete disrespect, not only they're having for the source material, but Paul Figg's blatant calling people who don't like the film a misogynistic asshole who too busy taking out the garbage for his who's a misogynistic fat asshole who's too busy taking out the garbage for his mother. You can look it up. He actually said that. But of course, the person really blame is Amy Pascal because it all started with her. And of course, the email leaks and her getting her ass fired after saying racial shit to Obama. And things just getting nastier and nastier and nastier with them. And I do consider myself somewhat of a feminist in a way. Because it is a lot harder for women to do stuff and get jobs than it is for men. But this film is not a pro feminist movie. It's a piece of shit decoration of war on the sexes and basically painting bullseyes on women's backs for good intentions. And it's just not going to end good. And that's just sad. And it kind of just really pisses me off in the wrong way. Because it's not helping feminism, it's making it worse. And it's not helping the message, it's just drowning it out in idiocy. Now, the trick on why they have the Rotten Tomato and Metacritic score high. You know how they did it? They said that the movie came out today. That's only half true. See, the movie only came out in the US to certain Chinese theaters, or the LTC or the TCL Chinese Theater Corporations, whatever. And of course, the full release won't be until the 15th. So on opening day, what did they do? They opened the door for a bunch of feminist reviewers. Now, the smart feminists are not favoring this movie and just know how bad this movie is on the front of feminism and how it'll just hurt it and just paint pictures and paint bullseyes on women's backs. Why the dumb ones are going along with this whole choo-choo train either because they were paid off or maybe they're just not feminists and they were just paid off by Sony to give out good reviews. Not forgetting the IGN woman who was sounded like she was forced to say at least some promising things about the movie while basically sounding like she wanted to vomit in her mouth. And of course, I ran that clip of Dodgeball. Seriously, when you listen to that IGN review, it basically sounded like she wanted to just. She was just getting nauseous just by reading out the review. In her review was just modest. And it's just it's getting worse and worse as time progresses. Now, on the Metacritic side, if I haven't posted the picture already, because I'm going to do this randomly, you see a little clock on the side because basic reviewers can't put their basic reviews of this movie until the 15th, which means it's another review embargo But this time on the Metacritic side, with the user, the critic, the basic users, not the critic side, can't put in their thoughts about the movie until the 15th. They're basically just blocking it, but allowing only feminists to go into the selected films until the 15th. And knowing that the basic users can do their Metacritic reviews until the 15th because Metacritic won't release that clock on their end. And this is the little trick that Sony's doing. This keeps all the bad negative reviews away, except for the YouTube videos. And of course, no one can really state their opinions, only on YouTube. But they can't do anything on Metacritic until the 15th. They can't say or do anything. And of course, the Metacritic score is going down because the smart feminists and the smart critics out there are realizing what a train wreck this film is. But the basic users can't make a fucking reply on the Metacritic score until the 15th hits. So they have to wait. We all have to wait. And of course, so Metacritic is going to be just giving out this outstanding review, and so is Rotten Tomato until, it's open to the general public, open to the rest of the critics, to everyone else. And until this upcoming Friday, it's going to look like that Ghostbusters is the number one highly rated movie, and they're only doing this to get more people to go on the 15th to go see the movie, and that way they can just reap in the rewards. And I know about this little trick because Tom Rothman suggested doing this for the Fantastic Four film, but he couldn't find people who were more into the film. Of course, Tom Rothman had put Michael J. Jordan, black kid in the role of Reed Summers, and he was trying to bring in more people who would be more like, yeah, we need more black African superheroes. And it didn't really work because even the African American critics were like, I ain't reviewing this shit because this movie is so ungodly, unwatchable. It would just be bad, insanely bad. And so he abandoned it and just went for the straight release. And that's what they're doing. They're only going to select it in the select theaters for 1 week and then open it up to the general public the next week. But they're doing this so they would be hopefully a week's worth of good reviews until they show it to the general public, until everybody can go in and see this film. And they're shutting out critics and only allowing one group of critics, feminists. And thanks to Metacritic's insanely stupid timer rule, they can send in basic users and they can't put down Metacritic reviews or the user side of Metacritic reviews until the 15th. And that way, it's all going to look like a good movie. It's going to look like the greatest movie of all time. And it's going to have nothing but high reviews. And that's just going to make the women look good and all this other shit. It's all bullshit. And it's a low thing to do. And it's just scum-ass bullshit that Sony is pulling here. Or Sony Entertainment. And it is utter shit. Fuck this movie. And fuck Sony Entertainment Group for doing this. It's a bullshit trick. And if I were you, I would share this movie with everybody and get everybody to go and see this video and understand the little trick they're doing to try to get high scores before, the 15th comes in. Of course, I think I'm now just repeating myself, so see ya.